Hello, people that exist. Really couldn't figure out what to do for a video today, so I'm just doing this book tag that I don't think I did before. Bookshelf scavenger hunt. Okay, here's the entire list. Find an author's name or title with the letter Z in it. Okay. I know I have one at my dad's, which is Book Thief Marcus Zusak, that has a Z in the last name. Let me think about. Let me look at my bookshelf from afar and figure out if there's one with the title that I'm actually looking much more. Oh, I thought of one. This will be good enough. Horizon number 2, Dead Zone. Oh, and Horizon. So actually the first book in that, maybe. I don't know. It's an interesting little series. Blast through them in a day, each. They're short but interesting. Okay, find a classic. Okay. I don't want any of my little owl things ruined, so. These'll do. We have Dune by Frank Herbert, and The Lord of the Rings and Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. Wow, these are so beautiful. Just look at that tiny little text, super thin pages, but amazing feelings. Oh, and like really nice on The Hobbit especially. Okay, I'm going to cut to another one once I figure out like the next two or so. Okay. So the next one was find a book with a key on it. I think that meant the cover, but I couldn't figure anything out for that, so I moved on. Next was find something on your bookshelf that's not a book. Well, this is one of those. This goes on top of my shelf. This little frog croaker thing. It's cool. I have this 3D printed thing with my name. And then I have 2 cute little owl sculptures. And that one, which is actually slightly chipped on this ear because I brought it to school one day, which was a bad idea. And I have this beautiful owl sculpture. You might see I like owls. The oldest book on your shelf, Full-Blood. I don't know what Full-Blood means, but the oldest written, or the oldest like physically, is this copy of The Lightning Thief, I believe, except if the copy of Snuggle Puppy up there is older, and then written, it's either The Hobbit or, let me check. Nope. Wait. Let me see. Dig it. Nope. This is the oldest written, Flatland, by Edwin Abbott. Okay. I'm gonna get all this stuff off my desk and move on with find a book with a girl on the cover, boy on the cover, book that has an animal in it. Okay. And I think that means like an important animal. Hope to find one. Okay, so I was able to narrow down, I think, 5 questions into only 3 books. Girl on the cover, boy on the cover. House of Hades by Rick Riordan has both Percy and Annabeth on the cover. That is 2 humans, of which are the opposite binary gender. Find a book that has an animal in it. Rosie in the Storm Runner. Oh, she's not there. There she is. So then it says find a book with only words on it. And I think that means like on the underlying book. So decided with Aragon, it doesn't have any fancy stuff, just Aragon on the spine. Wow. It's a very old copy. But this might be older than Lightning Thief. August 2003, so this is actually older than my Lightning Thief copy, but okay, I narrowed down that multitude of questions into 3. Now I'm going to, into 3 books. Now I'm going to get the next set of books. Okay, 5 questions, 4 books. Let's do this. Okay. Might have forgotten that one, but The Lightning Thief is a book with a male protagonist. I don't know. Okay, book with illustrations in it. A copy of The Hobbit. It's not just these maps, but let me find one. There's a few drawings from the author inside. So that's that. And then find a book with gold lettering. This beautiful Owl Crate edition of Heart of Flames by Nikki Palprito has shiny gold lettering. Okay. And then find a diary, true or false. I just did not understand this question at all, so I just ignored it. Okay. Book written by someone with a common name. I could barely think of like anyone, so I just went with Dune by Frank Herbert. Frank is a pretty common name, I would say. And then a book that has a close-up of something on it. So I couldn't really think of something very specific, so I just went with The Dragon Lord by E.G. Foley. So you don't see a close-up really, except on the spine. All of these books have a little close-up thing. None of them are as big as it is on this in the series, but there. This is one of my most cherished books. It has a signature to our very dear Aaron Witching's World. Okay. Going to get the next questions, which are book on yourself that takes place in the earliest time period. That might mean, well, I'm just going to think the earliest time period of something on your shelf. And then hardcover book without a jacket. Teal turquoise colored book. Well, I already have one. Those. And then find a book with stars on it. And find a non-YA book. I have a lot of those, so that's going to be very easy. Again, 5 questions, 3 books. So, starting with find a book on yourself that takes place in the earliest time period. So I have a decent amount that are medieval. But this one I'm just going to say is the earliest because there's not much technology. I'm just assuming. Oh yeah, it's a paperback. That was so an already used paperback. So it doesn't matter that much. Wait, what happened to my paperback? Because this paperback is not mine. I might be at my dad's house. Okay, next one. Hardcover book without a jacket. I do not have any on my shelf that don't have dust jackets. Okay, moving on. Find a teal or turquoise colored book. Right here. My Owl Crate Special Edition, Heart of Flames. Oh, and sprayed edges. Find a book with stars on it. This thing, I don't know, I got it from a used bookstore. Has some stars on the cover. And then a non-YA book. I have a ton, but I think this is the first one on my shelf, so Jinx Presage Blackwood. Let's do the last 5. Longest book, shortest book you own. Well, I'm going to do the ones on this shelf, and I'm not including Lord of the Rings because those are split into 3 volumes here. So, longest book you own, shortest book you own at this house. Find a book with multiple POVs, shiny book, flowers. Okay. Let's do this last part. Longest book you own. Inheritance by Christopher Paolini, which is roughly half the thickness of my face. So, 850 pages pretty much. Aside from Lord of the Rings, this is the longest single volume I own. Shortest book you own. Edwin A. Abbott, Flatland. This is the only one of these books that is under 450 pages, and is the only book I have on my shelf that on the main section of my shelf that is under 100 pages. At only like 83 or something. My mom got me this for a while. Cool. Okay. Find a book with multiple points of view. Then, turning to Crown Feathers. Just looking at this book cover, well, 1, it's beautiful. And 2, it is giving me a ton of memories of the field trip in which I read 40% of this book in a day. Okay, next, find a shiny book. This thing. Sleep in a Sea of Stars by Christopher Paolini. This is the last Paolini, I promise. And shiny. See that. Also, I really could have picked this for like a book with stars. And finally, find a book with flowers on it. So let's go with the thickest book in my collection. I really couldn't think of anything else, so I just started looking for like, what book has some flowers? And then this just occurred to me, like, might this have some flowers? And yep, down there. So I thank you for viewing this random video because I really couldn't think of anything else to do today. Actually, I could have just been writing. But free will doesn't exist, and in another universe in which everything was the exact same, I would have chosen this again because all of my thought process and the actions I took would have been the same. Okay, so goodbye, keep on existing.
Hello, would you kindly subscribe to me? If you already have, then I thank thee. If you don't want to, I won't hold a grudge. press left.